Hi guys, today I will show you what I did with the linkage on this truck due to changes in chassis layout. So I have to change the links, front and rear, partially. Had to change the mounting points to the chassis compared to the previous version of the build. And now I will show you the final result, and after it I will insert some footage how I did. Some of them I wanted to film it in details, but I had some issues with the sound, so this footage came out without the sound, so that is why now I will explain all the steps, and later on you will see just footage how I did it all. Okay, first of all I will put the body aside. Put this also aside. Okay, here is the complete chassis with the links. What I had to do, I changed mounting points for the rear upper links. So as you can see now, I had brackets here and I mounted them inwards in the chassis. As for rear links, I cut them like half a centimeter maybe, or maybe a little bit more, and the mounting point is under the top link here, so mounted to the chassis also. As for the front links, I had to fabricate new ones, so it's out of just focus. It made out of old thread 4 millimeters, because I ran out of solid rod. That is why I had to use this one. Perhaps later on I will visit supply store and buy some stuff, so I will redo this with a solid piece. And as you can see, it has like some bends for more clearance and to allow it to work as it should. So if you take a look from the top, it's kind of curvy. This one, they actually the same, but mirrored. Yes. And as for chassis place mounting, it's here, also inward, from both sides, and from this side. Sorry. I had to do something with the chassis side of this link, so I took some plate I had and mounted it here for mock-up purposes. Later on I will do some different plate. It will have two mounting points here, so it will hold it in place. It will not clock forward or rear, because now it holds only by this nut, and only this nut prevents it from rolling forward or backward. As for rear links, they a little bit shorter. They are to keep the wheelbase intact. And I believe that's all for chassis layout. Yes, sorry. As for clearance of the gearbox and the body, I will put the body on and show you. In previous episodes I told you that I have some clearance issues and I need to do something. So I trimmed a little bit here, this plastic piece. So now body sits quite good. But what I want to do is to move the transmission forward maybe a couple of millimeters, so maybe I will leave it like this and just use some grinding tool to grind this piece from this plate. I mean this curvy one. I will show you. I mean this one. I will remove them from this part completely, I believe, and it will allow to better clearance between the tranny and the body itself. So next what I'm going to do is trim a little bit here, put the body on, take a look how it all clears. And yes, I will need to change the front drive shaft. I will need a little bit longer one. And as you can see, I have enough clearance between the drive shaft and link mount, so from this point of view it's okay. And also I will not have to grind this plate. I will leave it like this, I believe, from the bottom. Here perhaps I will chop some excess pieces, but I haven't decided yet should I do it or not. That is why for now I will leave it like this. Okay, I will proceed with body, I believe, not the body, with the tranny here, and show you some intermediate results. The plan for today is to sort this part so the tranny and body clears and I can run the chassis. Next step will be to find place for ESC, because previously I had ESC installed somewhere here, and I have had no issues almost with the wiring and stuff. And now the motor is under the body and those wires are not long enough. Perhaps I will have to mount ESC somewhere here, or maybe here on the side, maybe using some metal plate or something like this. Anyway, first of all, clearance issues, then ESC placement, and after I will find place for ESC, I will do something with battery holder. I will need to choose the position for the battery that I want, place it, and after that step is finished and let's say a roller is ready, I will be able to proceed with the body. As for the body itself, I will need to fabricate some hinges for the hood. Also, yes, we talk about the body, yeah, because the hood is cut from the body. The body is not as rigid as I wanted here in front, so kind of flimsy, I believe you call it. So, what I need to do is to take some PVC plastic, glue the radiator grill, headlights, and using this plastic to glue the inner structure of the body to hold this piece to make it more rigid. And after battery is positioned, I will have to fabricate some holders for the receiver and choose a place for it. I want to place it kinda high, yeah, for better signal when truck is submerged in water, and to protect it from the water itself. As for EC, it's not so vital, let's call it like this, because EC is waterproof and I had no issues previously. And as for receiver, it wasn't factory waterproofed. I waterproofed it by myself, so it's better when it's positioned a little bit higher. Also, I will need to find a place for BEC, additional one for the servo. And I'm planning to place a light switch somewhere, maybe under the hood, because now I can switch off the lights from the button or maybe from some switch, and if I don't want the headlights on, I need to unplug them from power supply. So that is why I decided that I need to place some switch. I had 3-position one, water resistant, and perhaps I will use it. Also I will need to place the servo under the hood. The second one, it will be servo winch to do some servo cable line, maybe use some tube to let the servo cable go somewhere to the front bumper and through it. I believe I will have to use some kind of air lead here, but it will be later on. First I need to place this servo winch to find a place for additional ESC to control it, to do some wiring, and after that the truck will be ready. And as for the hood, apart from hinges, I will need to fabricate, not maybe fabricate, but glue some magnets here, so the hood will be hold like with 2 hinges here and 2 magnets here. I believe it will be enough to hold the hood. And once everything is finished here up front, I will take a PVC plastic, yeah, and glue here around these holes. We'll glue them, and we'll have like 19% complete chassis and truck. As for body mountings, I will use the rear one as it is now, so just using a clip for now for the build time. Later on perhaps I will use some screws, maybe 1 or 2 screws at the rear of the truck. And as for the front mounting, I haven't decided yet the place for it, so will I screw the body here up front, or maybe I will use some brackets here maybe to screw the body directly to the chassis somewhere here. I will need to think about it and decide, but it will be later on. Actually I have mounting points here for the roll cage, and to screw the roll cage to the body, and perhaps I can use this also this hole for some kind of body mount, but I will need some time to think about it and to decide how it will be better and more convenient. Okay guys, I shaved this disc, yeah, now it's almost flat, as you can see it. Just a second, yeah. Also I shaved this plate a little bit to have more clearance between tranny and the body itself. I mean this part, yeah. So now I assemble it all together and see how it all works, and show you the amount of clearance that we now have between the body and the tranny itself and its parts. And after it, if everything is okay, I can proceed with EC placement and battery placement, and go step by step further with the build. Okay, I just mocked it all up. I will put the body on now and see how it all works all together. Okay, the body is on. Okay, let's take a look what we have now. Hope you can see it. So we have enough clearance, I believe, but perhaps I will need to trim this part a little bit here and from the opposite side. Because I believe we have some grinding from this side. So I will need to remove some millimeter or two from this plastic piece. And after it, I believe we can proceed with the build again. Okay, I will adjust that piece and show you. So now it looks like this, so as you can see, yeah. Okay guys, I trimmed it. Now it looks like this. So no clearance issues at all. And okay, now mark this as a complete step of the build. No interference, no clearance issues. So now we can proceed with EC placement and with battery placement. I believe I will start with EC, and before I do it I need to remove all these bolts that were left after some mock-up work. Then I will need to screw these pieces back to the chassis, and after it we will be able to think about EC placement on this build, and I will show you what I came up with.